This story gets really interesting in 2006. You remember that time. Everybody was hot. Fresno, California, you can go look it up, is the highest appreciating market 2 years in a row. Bonkers. Oh. Nobody thinks anything can go wrong. Housing only goes up. I remember people saying this stuff. And I go to a Bruce Norris event who says California crash is coming. He talks about something called the affordability index, which I had never heard of. I look it up. Fresno's affordability index is lowest it's ever been. It's a 13, where historically it's been a 40, which means only 1 in 10 could buy a home, where before 4 in 10 could, simply said. So I take action. I sell every single house, which ultimately is at the peak. We do not sell them and take the cash. We sell them and do what's called a 1031 exchange. So we sell 8 homes, 1031 into 80 apartments right at the peak. We got lucky, but we took action. Then the crash happens. My 80 apartments get better tenants. Rents are going up. We're safe. We have no homes at this point. Then the crash, my market fell 75%. 75. My house that I sold for, you can look it up on Zillow, sold for 286. It was retraded 4 years later at 75 grand.
Wow.
So I'm glad so I took action, right? I saw it coming. Then we start buying houses for nothing, but there's no lending. You know this, right? You used to be able to get seemingly unlimited loans. Then it was 10, then it was 4. No banks would talk to us. We're buying properties for less than land value. Nobody lends to us. So we start telling our story. We start borrowing private money. I start paying 12% interest. And we do what today is called a BRRRR, right? Purchase price, somebody buys it. We fund the repairs. We buy a bunch of houses. And then obviously it bottoms in our market in 2010, 11, and it slowly comes back as Wall Street floods the market. I was there. I remember the process. On Monday morning, we would get a tape. What was a tape? A tape was a load of the latest REOs. And on Monday, I would go through the tape for Fresno. I would find the 5 or 6 that I would write offers on. I'd write 6 offers. I'd get 3 counters. I'd close 2 deals. But one Monday, Melody, nothing showed up. I'm like, data corruption, weekend. Next Monday, nothing shows up. At this point, I have a name. I use it to call a president of some title companies. And they basically say, somebody from New York, their words, somebody from New York bought the entire tape.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was a thing. But the problem was, Melody, they were buying them at list price for 2 years. My process was 18% of list price, because that's where they said yes. They wouldn't say yes at 20. They would say yes at 18. I did that for like 18 months or 2 years. But now Wall Street came in and mucked it all up. And they were just buying the entire tapes. And then, prices returned.